Well, hello there, Taurus. How are you? It is so good to see you again. I'm Mary Sue, and I'm so grateful that you're here. So today we are going to be taking a look at what October has in store for you. So we'll take a look first at the overall energy with the oracle cards, and then we'll go to the tarot for more details. And I'm also incorporating the energy of the Libra season. So we just began the Libra season on the 23rd. It'll go until October 22nd. But October is really important because we have so many transits, 2 eclipses, and this Libra energy is going to be really strong this year because of the different alignments and transits that are occurring with the planets. And so this is a time where you may feel like you really want to, you're energized to go towards what it is that you truly want. You're wanting perhaps freedom from some burdens or situations that really aren't in alignment with you. So you could be taking great, making great changes in those areas, wanting more balance. Libra is all about balance. Now, the flip side of Libra, right, is the fact that Libras will do anything to keep the peace, okay? It's a beautiful energy, but sometimes we can be in that energy of, not having a conversation with someone or not sticking up for ourselves just to keep the peace in a situation or a relationship. And so that also may be highlighted for you during this Libra season, is that you're going to feel like you want to have that conversation, or you want to, tell someone how you feel instead of holding back and trying to keep the peace in a situation. You're really being drawn to say, no, this is how I feel, and this is the way I want to move forward. Now, this Libra season is activating your 6th house of wellness and daily habits. So you could be at this time wanting to start a new exercise regime or a nutritional practice of some sort, incorporating a spiritual routine into your life, but also breaking free, once again, that Libra energy of breaking free from something that may be holding you back. Okay, so a habit or a ritual or something that will help you to break free of something that's holding you back from what it is that you truly want to go towards. So let's take a look first at your overall energy. Nightingale spirit, love is all around, and passion and pleasure savor your life. Okay, both of these have that 5th house, okay, really interesting, have that 5th house energy to them, of wanting more balance in your life, of wanting more love, of wanting more pleasure, of getting out there a little bit more, right? So in this 6th house that Libra is activating, right, you could be taking a look at what are you spending your time and energy on? Is it all about work, right? Because it's your 6th house of daily routines. Where is the time? Where are you putting your time and energy on a daily basis? Is it too much work? Is there a need to open up to having more play? Is there something that you are wanting, loving to do, right? Whether it's a relationship or a hobby or a passion of yours, it's kind of like, okay, I have to make time. You're wanting to break free perhaps from something that is mundane or takes a lot of your time but doesn't bring you a lot of pleasure. Once again, seeking that balance between work and play, or just having you could have a relationship that you feel like you're giving a lot to the relationship and not getting that much out of it. So it's kind of like, okay, I want to have a conversation with that person. I want to move towards having more balance in life, having more time for me. There's really kind of like an energy here of wanting more me time, being able to do some things that, look at this. Libra is popping out. There's the Libra energy right there, the justice, trying to bring that balance into your life. Okay, so underneath, okay, so, Taurus, if you have been feeling stuck for some time, okay, if you've been feeling stuck for some time, this Libra activation is really helping you to break out of that stuckness. We have the full moon in Aries on the 29th. This is activating what is it that I want for myself, and Aries is a very independent energy. And Taurus, you can be very independent. It's that energy of what is it that I want for me, because you could be spending a lot of time trying to keep other people happy in your life, or fulfilling obligations that you perceive to be, something that you have to do, and then suddenly realizing, oh my goodness, I'm putting so much time and energy into this thing that I'm perceiving as an obligation, and it really isn't. I could hire it out, or I could ask for help, or I could, shorten it down, cut it down a little bit, right? Like putting too much time and energy into something and wanting more balance, but you've been maybe feeling stuck. There's this energy of, yes, I want more pleasure and play in my life, the happy card. It's, this is very much, my life is very mundane. It's very tedious. I do the same thing day in, day out. Okay, wait a minute. I want to have more pleasure. I want to have more time to do things that I truly enjoy. Because look, you have the 3 of Wands and then the 4 of Wands, okay? And then you have the Devil energy, with the Queen of Pentacles. Oh no, and the 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so once again, there is this energy where I feel like you are kind of like in this energy of feeling the Queen of Pentacles is very much, home and hearth, responsible, does the right thing, right? But we don't think of the Queen of Pentacles as someone that is really happy, out there enjoying life, more like the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very much charismatic and out and about. And I feel like, you've been kind of like attached to the idea that, well, this is what I'm supposed to do, okay? That energy is here. I'm supposed to be responsible, reliable, take care of my family. Now, I'm not saying that you're throwing that energy out, right? But you're recognizing, okay, that you're not getting the energy back from something that you're putting time and energy into. You're not getting a sense of fulfillment, a sense of happiness, a sense of, feeling like you're being rewarded in some way. There's not that equal give and take. And so you're feeling depleted. This is the energy. I'm feeling depleted. I'm feeling like I'm not having any fun, or I'm not feeling fulfilled. I don't feel like, an energy of, I feel like I'm being taken advantage of, right? And it's kind of like, okay, things have to change. I have to go in a different direction. The 3 of Wands is, what else is out there, right? Instead of just spending every single day doing the same thing in and out, it's kind of like, okay, what other options do I have available to me? Because what I really want is to be celebrating life, okay? This is strongly an energy of feeling like life is mundane, right? Is this all that life has to offer? And wanting more out of your life, wanting more experiences that bring you pleasure and play and just passion, just really wanting to go out there for that. Okay, so let's take a look at your present energy. Yeah, look at this. You have never-ending story, and then the dark thoughts. You're just kind of like, when is this going to end? I'm being responsible. You could have been, stuck in a job, okay? Stuck in a job, but you've stayed there, okay? Even though it's very mundane or tedious, you're tired of it, maybe toxic energies in the office, that type of thing. But you're kind of like staying in it because, well, that's the responsible thing to do, right? And once again, it's not like you're throwing out the energy of not wanting to be responsible for those people in your life that may be counting on you, or responsible for taking good care of yourself. But there's kind of like, there's got to be more than this, it's kind of like having that long vision of, kind of like, okay, is this all I'm going to do? It reminds me a little bit of, kind of like when I look at pictures of people working in some of the factories, like in the early 1900s in the, United States. It's kind of like the despair on their faces. Like, I'm going to be working this loom, right? For the rest of my life. They're, and back then they worked 6 days a week, and like 12 hours a day. It was terrible. It was tedious, right? And it's kind of like, what else can I do? I feel stuck in this responsible energy. and not seeing a way out, right? It's kind of like this dark thoughts of here's the maze, but I can't find my way out of this maze. I'm kind of stuck in a situation. So this is the Libra energy. This is the energy of I need more balance. It may not be that you're quitting that job, okay? Because especially if you financially need that job, but it's kind of like, okay, how can I find time, right, to bring more fun into my life, to enjoy life more fully? Because yeah, you have the Fool card. You want to go in a different direction. I think for some of you, you may be thinking about quitting your job, or since this is in your 6th house of wellness, of understanding, okay, I feel at the end of the day, I have no energy, right, to do the things that I would like to do. Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, what can I do? What changes do I need to make in order to have more energy? Maybe I'm changing up my diet, right? And cutting out those things that bring down my energy. Or maybe I'm going to make time to go for a walk in nature or get some exercise, clear the dark thoughts out of my head, you know, that type of thing. Or it could be, you know, you're wanting to have a more spiritual practice in your life, taking time to meditate or to journal, you know, spending time with your spirit guides and angels. There's something here about during Libra season, and that is until October 22nd. It's kind of like, okay, I have to make some changes. I have to go in a new direction. And I think it may be something that you have been knowing that you would like to do, but very anxious about it, having a hard time perhaps sleeping, thinking about, oh yeah, do I really want to make that change? You know, especially if you're thinking about changing a job, right? Do I really want to get my resume together? Do I really want to start sending it out there? You know, what happens if I get rejected? You know, that type of thing. But understanding that unless you make changes in your life, right, that you are going to be stuck working in this factory, you know, for the rest of your life. Yeah, it's the fears. Oh my goodness. And this is such a beautiful energy. So you have a Moon card. You're not sure if I go in a new direction, right? If I take this chance and go in a new direction, or if I start some type of new ritual or habit in my life, I don't know where that's going to go. Is that really going to, you know, solve all of my problems or something? But when you have the 5 of Cups, there is an energy of the 5s are always about, you know, recognizing that you are feeling very sad at this time, right? It's kind of like, yeah, this is about, you know, almost like hitting rock bottom. It's kind of like, yeah, I can't get much worse than this. So it's also about understanding, well, if it can't get much worse, then I might as well make some changes in my life so that I can start trying to go in a new direction, right? Because 5s are kind of like, I can't take this anymore. Now, I also want you to recognize that with the 5 of Cups, the person there is looking at the 3 cups that have spilt, but there's 2 cups behind them that are still containing things, right? It's about not focusing on what isn't working in your life, okay? So you may have a job that you just feel like I can't quit, right? Or, you know, I have all of these responsibilities, these obligations. I have people that are counting on me. I can't go in a different direction. Okay, then maybe you can't. It's radically accepting. Okay, this is the way it is. But it's not about focusing on what you don't like about your life. It's about turning around and saying, okay, what do I want in my life? Or what do I enjoy about my life? Carving out time for the things that you do enjoy, right? Making changes in your daily schedule, because this is your 6th house of daily life. So making changes in your schedule so that you have time for yourself. You know, that sometimes is about asking for help, asking people to help you, or cutting back some of your work hours or something like that in order to have that time and that energy, okay? So one example could be, say you say, I can't ever get to the gym. I have young children. I can't get to the gym. Maybe it is about finding somebody in your neighborhood or something, you know, that can watch the children when they come home from school so that you you can go to the gym, right? Or perhaps finding a gym that has some childcare, facility connected to it. It's looking at the different options and no longer like looking at what isn't working and focusing on all of the perceived, obstacles, right? The reasons why you think you can't do it. It's kind of like, no, I'm going to go look at what is available to me. All right. And focus on growing that, because what we focus on grows. So if you focus on what isn't working, you're going to get more of that. If you focus on what is working, then you'll get more of the good. So whatever you focus on is what you are going to get. Now, this is helping you to actually do some healing, some deep healing within yourself, about allowing yourself to focus on the good, focus on what it is that you want. This is wishing upon a star, right? And then working towards that. What is it that you want? Putting it out there to the universe and then taking action on it. So if you want more balance in your life, it's not about just sitting there and wishing for it, right? You can put it out to the universe. I'm looking to have more balance. I'm looking for someone to watch my children so I can go to the gym, or whatever it is that you're doing, right? But then it's also taking action on it, putting an ad out there or asking your neighbors if they know anyone. It's kind of like, okay, this is the change I want to make. Putting it out to the universe, but then also taking action towards it. Okay, so let's take a look at what your biggest obstacle is. Yeah, you're having a hard time moving forward. You're just feeling stuck. And I feel like there's something here that you are trying to mend. We do have the star card, okay? So you're trying to mend something. And it could even have something to do with either children or family, something that maybe has occurred in the past, kind of like taking a look at that. Once again, feeling perhaps obligated in some way to family or to children, but focusing on how that is preventing you from what it is that you would like to enjoy about life. It's really a shift in your mindset. It's a shift of moving away from focusing on what is mundane and going towards focusing on what it is that you want. Yeah, I feel like you're getting a little bit clearer about it. I think whatever is your sense of obligation right now, whether that is family obligations or something like that, what you're doing here is you're getting crystal clear that this is something that you do want long term. Okay, so it's kind of like, let's go back, to say you have young children or family members that really count on you, right? This is something that you really do want long term, okay? And what you're doing is it's kind of like a short-term focus, I'll say, a focus, kind of like obsessing about how this family situation or this situation about money or obligations, right, is holding you back from what it is that you would truly want. Okay, so this is kind of like, say you wanted to be a writer, okay, but you have a job that pays decent, that helps you to pay your bills, and you feel like you can't quit that job because you have children or family that really depend on you. So you can't quit that job, right? And so you're focusing on how that job is preventing you from being an author, a writer. So here's the thing. It's kind of like, okay, do you have to quit your job, right, in order to become a writer? No. Could you carve out 15 minutes a day? This is all in your daily habits, your daily life. Could you carve out 15 minutes a day to work on your writing? And perhaps telling somebody in your family, can you watch the kids for a few minutes, 15 minutes a day, so I can go and concentrate on my writing? Or having some activity, the children are old enough that they do that activity while you do your writing. It's about looking clearly that, yes, I want this family unit and I want it long term, but I'm not going to focus on the obligation of my family. In fact, instead, I'm going to say, yes, okay, having a family, having a long-term committed relationship with anyone, okay, does mean that we have to put time and energy into it. But at the same time, we can put time and energy into those things that we would like to experience, right? It's finding that balance between, I think that is what you're you're looking at, finding that balance between the me and the we, right? Yeah, beautiful. Okay, so let's take a look at your advice. Yeah, there's something here that you're not able to focus on at this time. You're looking at how something is bringing you down, okay? Instead of looking for the golden nugget in the situation. Understanding that there is something that's available to you that you have not been able to see because you've been concentrating on how difficult something is instead of what you still have available to you. You have your back to something that is available to you. And then you have chop wood. Okay, so chop wood is doing those things on a daily basis that will put you in alignment with those things that you really and truly want. Taking little actions every day towards what it is that you are wanting for yourself. But chop wood is also about carving out, okay, the time, the energy that you may need in order to go after what it is that you want. Even if it's just a little bit, look at how small that nugget is. It's kind of like, okay, can I just find 15 minutes a day, 30 minutes a day, whatever I can carve out and really apply that, okay, towards what it is that I want for myself. This means that I may have to cut out something else in my life, and just recognizing, okay, this family unit or whatever you feel kind of tied to, that is something that you really do want long term. It's kind of like, okay, the energy here is, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon, right? That's exactly what it is. It's kind of like, okay, this is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And with that, okay, what you're doing is changing your own energy. You're changing your energy to loving the situation that you're in because you are allowing yourself to love yourself enough to carve out the time and energy for doing something that you would really like to do, whether that, and I feel like it's something for yourself, okay? It's not, whether that's building a side business or starting a new exercise regime, right? Or joining some, a book club, a pottery class, whatever it is that you have been wanting to do, but you feel like you don't have the time or the energy to do it. This Libra season is really helping you to pull away, okay, from that we energy and kind of go into that me energy. I need some me time. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you're understanding. Yeah, I love this energy. You're truly believing in yourself, the Hierophant, right? Okay, so you're self-sabotaging. Okay, Taurus, so the energy here is that you're self-sabotaging yourself because you feel like you don't have any options, okay? But if you look at that Eight of Swords energy, that is, the swords are all in the ground, right? And the binding around her arms, right, could easily be dropped. You're self-sabotaging yourself. You're concentrating on not allowing yourself to carve out the time and energy. This is kind of like, no, I love myself. This is the energy. I'm no longer self-sabotaging myself. I'm not allowing myself to have excuses or allow myself to use family obligations or a job that I don't like to hold me back from what I want for myself. I'm going to allow myself to love myself enough to eat healthier foods or to carve out time to exercise or to schedule a pottery class that I would really like to go to. I'm doing that not for any other reason than I'm giving myself a gift. I'm gifting this to myself. And when you do, look at this. This is really interesting. You have the Three of Cups. It helps you. And this is the thing that changes your energy, I think, is because when you allow yourself to love yourself enough to carve this time out, what happens is you change your own energy. I feel like you may even be a little bit, I don't know, what's the word? It's kind of like, kind of like you could have a little bit of a negative energy with whoever these people are, right? Whether that's at work or your family or something, kind of like, oh my goodness, you're holding me back from what I want. And even if you don't say those words, your energy is portraying that. But once you start giving some time to yourself and allowing yourself to love yourself, to give yourself that me time, to fill your own cup back up, what happens is that your energy level rises and it actually changes the dynamics between you and the people that are involved in this. So your family members, right? It kind of almost brings you together more. You may be saying, yeah, but I'm pulling time away from my family. Okay, you're pulling time away from your family to really and truly practice more self-love, which fills up your cup. And when you come back from that exercise class or that pottery class or whatever, it's kind of like your vibration is higher because you're doing something for yourself. You're going to walk back into the house, right, with a better, higher vibration. You're going to be happy to see your family together. You're going to reunite. It's going to be like, oh my goodness, yeah, that was so fun. Let me tell you about my pottery class. Oh, look at what I made, right? You have something to talk about. It changes up this mundane energy, right? And then at the same time, you feel better about yourself and you feel like there's a better balance between the me and the we in your life. Wow, what a beautiful energy. Really kind of like an inspiration, an encouragement for you to do something for yourself, right? To love yourself enough to carve out that me time and to understand that that will actually help you to have better relationships with other people in your life because you're giving to yourself. Sometimes we get caught in that energy of thinking that other people have to give to us, right? This is the energy of no, I'm giving to myself. I love myself enough that I'm giving this gift to myself. Okay, so what if it isn't true? The one thing you are telling yourself right now, the concrete reasons why you think you don't belong, you can't do it, you won't get there, you're not enough, or it's not for you. What if it wasn't true? Yeah, it's time for a soul chat. Close your eyes, put your hands on your heart, and ask the wise one within you. What if it isn't true? What else might be possible? Yeah, I absolutely love that card because this is it. This is kind of like you're thinking that life is one way, right? You're concentrating on thinking that this is the way life has to be. I'm just stuck. This is it. I'm here. I can't make any changes. It's really about changing your energy. I'm not even really sure you're making that big of a change in your life overall, okay? But you're changing your energy by carving out time for yourself. And that changes your energy, which helps to bring in more possibilities, opportunities for you to have a more balanced life for yourself. Wow, beautiful energy. Well, Taurus, I hope this resonated with you. If it did, I do personal readings, and I'd be really honored to do a reading for you. If you're interested in that, the link is in the description box below. And I wish you so much love and light in this situation and all your situations. And I hope to see you again really soon. Bye for now.